We're going to go back in time to when you first had that decision to stick with 9 to 5 life or go out and do your own thing. Describe that moment for our viewers and listeners.
So I got in the Navy in 1989. I did 3 years in the Navy from 89 to 92, and I got out. And when I got out, I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I think it was in 94, 95 time frame. I moved over to Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right.
And I won't take you through the long stages of it. But when I got there, I started working for a company. And I remember distinctively working for this company. I had no clue what a temporary agency was. I didn't know what that was. But I was working one day and they told us that we needed to slow down. They said, we're moving too fast. I was like, what do you mean? And they said, well, the faster you work, the quicker we're going to lose this contract. So I was like, okay, this is retarded. Company telling you to slow down. That's when I learned about this term called temporary agency. So I got up one day and made a little speech to one of the coworkers about their lack of appreciation for us, and I said, I'm not coming back. And from that day, I picked up the newspaper, the Milwaukee Journal, and I picked up the newspaper and I saw an ad in the paper for carpet cleaners. And that was my aha moment when I started cleaning carpets and started realizing that guess what? I can make my own money doing things my own way and on my own time.
I am recording my final episode from my desk here in the incubator program. It is move out week and it is a perfect interview for it. We're bringing on Daryl. He was one of the mentors and coaches who donates their time, comes into the incubator program to help all of us, succeed. He has generously invited me to speak on his panel for his upcoming event. So we're going to dive into that, all the value it has for those here in Tampa, his entrepreneurial journey, everything in between. Daryl, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining That Entrepreneur Show.
Hey, what's going on, Vince? What's going on, brother? Hey, man, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to your audience. And then equally, I'm excited to hear your story. We met, not that we met briefly, but you began telling me some things about your story and your voyage to entrepreneurship. And I just felt compelled to say, you know what? Let's give this young man an opportunity to be on the stage to tell that story. So, synonymously, thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell mine on your platform. So thank you.
I appreciate you inviting me on. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we'll dive right into that. But of course, everyone, be sure to stick around after that because we can learn his inspiring journey, where he started in entrepreneurship and how he got to where he is today. He's up to a lot of cool stuff. But this event, it's coming up soon. And it's got 3 main speakers, 3 big dogs, and then a couple guys like me with awesome stories to share. How many speakers total do we have for this event? And what is the connection with these 3 main speakers?
All together we have 8. There's going to be 8 speakers that's going to be speaking at some point in time. However, there's 3 main speakers who's going to have a longer tenure time. One of them by the name of Dean Akers. Dean is known throughout the Tampa market and or around the world. He's known as the adjunct CEO. He is known for coming into organizations, coming into companies, and sitting in the seat of the CEO and ultimately turning that company, that corporation, that organization around. Dean has also been instrumental over at the University of Tampa, working alongside with me and many other entrepreneurship students over there. He's phenomenal, known throughout the community for helping. I remember distinctively having a conversation with Dean, and Dean said, Daryl, this part of my life, it's about giving back. It's about helping single mothers, single dads, helping those who are disenfranchised, helping them grow and or build their businesses. So I'm excited about having Dean on board for to hold the platform with and to be on the stage with him. The other individual is Robert Goldsmith. I met Robert about 10 years ago. I think it was in 2005, around that time frame when I met, if not earlier, when I met Robert. Robert was my principal for when I was in the financial services. And when I tell you, Robert teaches things in the financial space that I've never heard any other financial advisor, financial representative, or anybody speak of. Robert Goldsmith, he hails from, he came over here from, he took a trek this way. I've been trying to get him close to me for a long time, but he was out in California, and then he moved from California to Dallas, and I finally got him down here to Tampa, and he and his wife Deanna are now residing here in Tampa, and I'm excited about having him on board. And then yours truly. I got
I
I got some tricks up my sleeve. I don't want to reveal them, but I will tell you that some of the tricks that I have up my sleeve are I've learned them from my mentor. My mentor, his name is Brendan Burchard. I'd like to give him a shout out, Brendan. If you're
love
checking this
that.
out, I'm taking the page out of your book because I love the way you have brought me this far, and now it's time for me to start giving back. So, yeah, man, we're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. A lot of value is going to be on that stage. 8 speakers who are there with the sole purpose of helping you through our story, our experiences. Why was it important for you to throw this event now, Daryl? Why was this the time you needed to do it?
You know, it's funny. March is Women's Day. I mean, Women's Month. So I remember one day I was talking to a female friend of mine about the month of March and all these things that happen throughout the month of March that women are doing. I mean, they
Right.
every week my calendar was something with women, Facebook, something with women. And so I went out and I done a search and I said, what do men have? And there was 2 days. There was Father's Day, and then there was a mental health day in November timeframe, somewhere around the Veterans Day timeframe. I said, hold on, we only have 2 days. They get a whole month, we get 2 days. Sarcastically as that may have sounded, that also led me to begin taking another research at other things. It had me start looking at the entrepreneurial journey of men versus women. And I began to recognize that the numbers were beginning to change rapidly. Not to say that I'm against the woman entrepreneur and the growth of that she is making, but I began to realize that our men are beginning to fall slowly behind in entering into the entrepreneurial space. Understandable, Vince, if you'll allow me. That's understood because men today, we're tasked with managing our household. We're tasked with bringing in an income to pay for our quality of lives and our families and things like that. So the man has to divert to either A, if his entrepreneurship journey is moving slow, he has to get a job because he holds the household. He's the foundation of the house. And so with that, he begins to diminish and he begins to no longer look at the entrepreneurial journey. He tells the woman, meaning the wife or the girlfriend, you go do your thing and I'll just hold this down with the steady income. And now that
Very
was a Daryl
interesting
Hych.
said.
I haven't studied that nowhere. That was my pickup on.
Well, very interesting take. And now in the workspace, the dynamic is certainly changing. As you said, in entrepreneurship, here in the incubator program, I'm pretty sure there are more girls than guys as well. I think I'm not sure about the accelerator and the other ones, but here it's girl, girl, girl. Yeah, there are less guys in the program than females.
It is, and I've been over there. Fortunately, man, I appreciate those guys over at UT, Josh, Bert, Giles, Dr. White. Those guys have been phenomenal, man. They let me come in and I'm just a little boy from East St. Louis, Illinois. And they allow me to come in and speak truth to power to you all. But you're right. For the last couple of years that I've been over there, it's been predominantly more females than men in that incubator and in the accelerator. It has been that way.
It's been an incredible experience here. Again, it is a little surreal that this is the last time I'm recording a pod here after going through the whole year. We've heard a lot about the event. I now want to ask you, where can we find tickets online before we hop into your journey?
You could go over to Eventbrite and pick them up. If you go to Eventbrite and put in Men Entrepreneurs Conference, Men Entrepreneurs Conference, not entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs, because we talked about them as entrepreneurs in the plural sense. So if you go over to Eventbrite, you'll find them there, put in Tampa, Florida. We're looking to grow this thing, man. I really would love for here's my appeal for mothers, daughters, wives, girlfriends, go buy your male friend or your husband or your relative a ticket because it's tough to have men invest in themselves when they're so used to investing in their others.
Very well said. Now it's time to learn more about you.